So could you still build in Tanglewood or near Tanglewood? Well, I am standing on a vacant lot. It is owned by a high-end custom builder here in the Fort Worth area. You can build, and you can build your just beautiful, distinctive custom home with this builder right here on the top of the hill, looking towards downtown Fort Worth, one of the most spectacular views, and you're not gonna find that. It's gonna be very unique. So if you were that person that could actually love this lot, I can get you in touch with the builder. Take a look at this, you guys. I mean, let me see if I can get you closer. Look at that. And look, I put this up, so if you call them, you can get all the way up the steps. It's blocked off, so I can't do it right now. But look at that view. Right next to Colonial Country Club, 5 minutes to TCU. Unbelievable location, close to everything. Gorgeous, gorgeous lot.
What did you think about that lot? Oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. And I cannot wait to tell you more about it. It's been a minute since I've made a video. I know you guys are wondering what on earth has happened to me. Well, you guys are calling me and I'm going out and looking at property with you and helping you purchase homes. What about that? That's amazing. So I apologize for a little break, but I cannot wait to tell you more about that lot that you just saw and where it was. It's in Tanglewood, and I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of the Tanglewood area. There are a lot of pros, I can tell you that. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the pricing of a lot like that. I wasn't able to get the exact price on that one. The builder has not called me back, but I can show you what lots like that have sold for in the Tanglewood area. And it's not cheap, but aren't they beautiful? So I'm Elizabeth Oliva. This is the Fort Worth Home Tours, and we're going to talk about Tanglewood. So don't go anywhere. So let's talk about the pros and cons of the Tanglewood area. Tanglewood is a beautiful, mature neighborhood nestled kind of on the southwest side out of downtown. It's not very far from anything. You are like 10 minutes to downtown. You are walkable distance to the Trinity River trails. You are 5 minutes to TCU. You're 5 minutes and even closer to Colonial Country Club. You're 10 minutes to the zoo, to Botanical Gardens. You are close to everything in Tanglewood. So that is why it is really highly sought after. And it is one of the best elementary schools in the whole of Fort Worth ISD. Top rated, 10 out of 10 in a lot of reviews. And people really want their kids to go to Tanglewood Elementary. And I believe the middle school is also highly rated as well. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the pros and cons of Tanglewood. Pro number one is the schools, top tier schools, A rated by niche.com. Tanglewood Elementary is highly sought after. It's nestled in amongst beautiful mature trees right near a 50-acre trail right there in Overton Woods, and it's just gorgeous. The parents are very active in the school. They have a lot of activities, and there are a lot of highly educated parents that live in the Tanglewood neighborhood because it's right by TCU. So the demographic is bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, PhDs. A lot of the professors may live in Tanglewood, and their kids go to that school, so they value a really good education. So that is pro number one for Tanglewood, is the highly rated schools right there in the neighborhood. Pro number two is exceptional family and community vibe. This is an area that has just quiet tree-lined streets. Like I said, a 50-acre trail and parks and walking trails there in Overton Woods. Active neighborhood association. You've got all kinds of events with July Parade, Halloween, Christmas lights, all those wonderful things. So the residents remark on the tight-knit sense of belonging, the sidewalks, the front yard chats. And here in the South, we do that anyway. We chit chat. And if you're from the North, you don't necessarily know much about that, but we chit chat a lot, even outside the grocery store. So they're known for that. Tanglewood Moms has a very active and thriving Facebook page. So it's supposedly a big deal to be involved in that Facebook group. So Tanglewood Moms is very, very active, have a lot going on. Exceptional family and community vibe in the Tanglewood neighborhood. Trinity River is right there. You've got the extensive trails. It is walkable to go from, it's like maybe a half mile to get onto the Trinity trails from right there in the neighborhood of Tanglewood. You just go right behind Trader Joe's and right across the Edwards Branch Bridge, and or right by the bridge, and you're right there on the trails, and you can walk for miles if you want to. Lots of people walking their dogs and with their children. It's just a great place to be. So that's pro number 2. Pro number 3 is, I kind of went over this a little bit, exceptional green space, recreation space. There are all kinds of parks. There's a 50 acres, 1.8 miles of multi-use trails and tennis courts. They connect to Foster Park, perfect for biking and walking and family outings. So like I said, it's a beautiful area. The trees are some of the most beautiful trees in Fort Worth, and we're not known for big mature trees, but this is an area that has been there. It actually was a ranch before the 1900s and a dairy farm. And so it's a beautiful area near the Trinity River. So it's gorgeous. And that's pro number 3. Pro number 4 is ideal location and accessibility. I mean, this is one of the most convenient neighborhoods to the center of Fort Worth. It's about 5 miles from downtown, and you've got easy access to the Chisholm Trail, to I-20 on the south, to I-30 on the north. You've got dining, you've got shopping, 5 minutes, like I said, to TCU. Colonial, there's actually the northern border of Tanglewood is right across the street from Colonial Country Club. Literally, that street is right there at Colonial. So if you live on that street, you literally you're like 50 yards away from Colonial Country Club. Prime location if you love to golf and you want to be part of that club. Like I said, Trader Joe's, you can walk to Trader Joe's if you want to. You could walk to take your kids to the elementary school. Pretty much anywhere in Tanglewood, you could walk your kids to school because it's not that big of a neighborhood. And I may jump in the computer and show you that here in a minute. You've also got little boutiques and shops that are close by, and you have some great restaurants. You've got La Margot, which I did a video on the Tanglewood neighborhood early on, and I ended up at La Margot. It's a really cute French restaurant right at Bel Air and Hewlin, which is right there at Tanglewood. And there's the Tavern, which is maybe a block away from that. Great food. You've got Charleston's, and you've got, like I said, downtown, Trinity River. Hewlin Mall is about 8 minutes away. The shops at Clear Fork. Now that's the new premier cool place to shop. That's like, I don't know, 5 minutes? 5 minutes from Tanglewood. And what do you have at Clear Fork? You have Neiman's, you have Gucci, you have Louis Vuitton, you have Burberry, you have a steakhouse, you have a upscale Mexican, you have Doc B's, you have Fix, you have a bowling alley, a movie tavern. I could go on and on. There's some great shops there, and it's outdoor mall shopping at Christmas time. They have a big, beautiful tree, and it's just so much fun to be there. And it's right next to the river and right by shops at Clear Fork, right on the river. Again, 5 minutes from Tanglewood is one of my absolute favorite restaurants called Press Cafe. Why is it one of my favorites? I think my first video, I ended up at Press Cafe. So if you go back to the very, very beginning of my channel, you're going to see me as a novice doing this, and you're going to see me at Press Cafe. And Press Cafe is a gorgeous setting. They have a beautiful outdoor patio, and it's right there in front of the lawn of the Clear Fork, or the trailhead at Clear Fork. So right there on the Trinity, right there by the walking and hiking and biking. And in the springtime, you'll see kids running around on the lawn, people out in the picnic chairs, out in the lawn chairs out there. It's just a gorgeous place to be. So the weather, the best time to do that here in Texas is going to be end of September, October, November. We're going to have really great weather, sometimes into December. And then in the spring, probably April, May, June are probably our best months where you're not going to be burning up if you're out there on the patio. But of course, they do have the fans. And in the winter time, which we don't have much winter, is, they're going to have the heaters if you want to be out there when it's a little chillier. Okay, so we don't get really hot or cold winters. If you're used to being somewhere in the Northeast, we really don't have a winter. Okay, don't have to worry about that. So that is pro number 4, ideal location and accessibility to everything. Pro number 5 is everything is well maintained and attractive homes. People really care about their homes in Tanglewood. They take care of them very, very well. The yards are very well manicured. The architectural standards, they stipulate brick and stone construction, 2-car garages, creating an upscale, consistent visual appeal. So you do have some teardowns happening in the neighborhood, and people are building new homes on lots. And again, the standards are going to be upheld because, again, this is one of the premier neighborhoods in Fort Worth, and they really do care about keeping the values as high as possible in this neighborhood. And it really did start as part of a dairy farm. That's how this area actually began, and many of the new larger homes have been added in recent recent years. And these homes actually started in the 1950s is when they started building in Tanglewood. So you have everything from 1950s builds all the way up to now. And so really cool mid-century modern homes, all the way, you have even big colonial style homes. You have the Tudor style. You can imagine just all different kinds of styles of homes in Tanglewood, just a huge variety, diverse section. Because of how long these homes have been here, you've got a lot of different homes built at different times. That's pro number 5. And pro number 6 is it's highly rated by the locals. People love living there. 100% say parking is easy. It's dog friendly, has sidewalks, has holiday spirits, and well-lit streets. That's always nice. You know, if you do want to do walking your dog at night, you want to have it well lit if you are doing that. And the quietness of the neighborhood, you're not going to hear, and I can tell you because I've been in that area, you're not going to hear highway sounds in Tanglewood because it's a neighborhood nestled way inside of the interstate. So you're not going to hear highway sounds in there. You got friendly neighbors. It's walkable to the groceries and the restaurants, and it's the frequent community events. So it's highly rated by the locals. They love living there. So that's pro number 6. Okay, so let's talk about the cons. There aren't as many of the cons, but there are a couple. There are a few. So we're going to talk about those because there's no neighborhood that's perfect, right? So we're going to talk about those. So con number 1, higher price point. So this is not a neighborhood that you are going to be able to get a starter home for under $300,000. However, I am going to show you Tanglewood adjacent condos that you can get for under $300,000. Okay. I am going to get into the computer and show you that because I think that's important to know. You can be right near the neighborhood. You could buy a condo and you could enjoy all the same things going on in Tanglewood. Okay, we're going to jump into the numbers. So homes typically range anywhere from $650,000 to $1.65 million. This is next to Overton Park, Overton Woods, Colonial, which are high-end areas of Fort Worth as far as the values go. It's considered one of Fort Worth's most affluent neighborhoods for sure, and therefore it is expensive. So let's go over those numbers. Well, actually, before we do that, I'm going to go through the rest of the cons, then I'm going to come back to the numbers and get into the computer. So con number 2, car-dependent lifestyle. Well, hello, this is Texas. There aren't many places. There's a couple, but there are not many places in the Fort Worth area where you're not going to need a car. Okay, you could actually off of West 7th probably get away with it, but most of the places you're going to need a car at some point. So that's kind of true for most Texas towns, all right? Unless you're really urban in the middle of the city. And I can think of some instances where you don't need one. Let's say you live at the TNP Lofts, you work at the airport, or you work in downtown Dallas. You could literally ride the train to the airport and back. You could ride the train into Dallas and back, and you wouldn't necessarily need a car. That is one place you could live in Fort Worth and be without a car. Most places I would say it's a con, but it's pretty much everywhere we are in Texas. Con number 3 is it's not ideal for nightlife lovers. So you're not going to find bars and busy nightlife in Tanglewood. You are going to find a quiet neighborhood. You're going to find families with kids, with dogs, enjoying nature. You're going to find that in Tanglewood, but you don't have to go very far to find the nightlife. If you want to live in Tanglewood but get a little nightlife, you can go right over to West 7th, right over to downtown. You can take an Uber. It takes you maybe 10 minutes, won't cost very much, and you can hop into the nightlife, but you don't have to live there. Not very far at all. If you want nightlife, you can get it very, very quickly, very easily. You've got nightlife right around TCU. You've got a little nightlife over by University. You definitely have it off of West 7th. I'm supposed to be doing a video on that too. So leave me a comment if you'd like to know more about the urban lifestyle in West 7th. I'd like to know if you guys want to know that, because most of my channel has been all about master plan communities, new construction. But do you want to know about some other stuff? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I told you I would tell you about the values. So I'm going to hop into the computer and I'm going to show you some of the things I found as far as the market in Tanglewood and kind of what we're looking at as far as homes sold and prices and things like that to give you an idea. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. I wanted to show you a little bit about the values in Tanglewood area. So 76109 is the zip code, and that encompasses more than Tanglewood, but this is the closest I could get to the area. Okay, so So as you can see, minimum price down here, it looks like we might dip down to 500,000 as far as sales price, the median sales price, but it's, you know, typically higher average sales price. Average sales price is 600,000, maybe 650, and that's February, January. Okay, so let's go back to median sales price. Our median sales price in July for the whole 76109 was 682.5, and then now it's 637. Oh, went down a little bit. Interesting. Days on market from last year to this year. We had July last year, 18 days on market. Okay, now we're at 32. That is still better than some areas. Okay, I have to say, that is still not bad. Month supply, we have 4.3 July of last year. We have 3.9 now, so a little bit less on your month supply. On your price per square foot in this area, July of last year, $361 per square foot. Okay, that is high for Fort Worth. This is definitely one of the more affluent neighborhoods. Okay, now it's $299. Okay, so yeah, 361, June, July, 361, now 299. 300 is still high though. 300 is still high per square foot. Okay, so like a 3,000 square foot home is $1 million. That's Tanglewood. Homes for sale, let's look at that. So July of last year, there were only 93 homes for sale in all of 76109, which includes the TCU area, the Colonial area, Park Hill. It includes a lot of areas. And then right now, last month, 87 in the whole zip code. That's all. So this is a highly sought after little tight pocket area right near downtown, right near TCU, right near Colonial. It's right near everything. So it is a premier zip code, definitely to have. What else can I show you? Percent of sales price. So looks like homes were getting almost 97% of their asking price last July. Where are we at now? Pretty much the same, 97% of asking price. Okay, that's a little snippet of the market on that. Now we can look at, I did a market analysis. Okay, so right now active on the market, we have everything from 175,000, which I included these condos that I'm going to talk about. 277 days on the market for that one. Then we have one that is 210 days, one that's 238. But the prices, I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, we got everything from 175,000 all the way up to 1.6 million. What has closed? We got a contract on a condo. Okay, what has closed? And this is in a span of, I think I did a whole year. I think I went back a whole year to look at this. So these are closed sales, and there were, I have 64. I have a lot of closed sales in the last year. 64 in the last year, I think, is what I pulled. And so I did a map of the area. Okay, and so of course the smaller ones are going to be the condos. And then you've got everything all the way up to 3.2 million. And minimum days on market, one day. I think that's what that said, or two days on market. Maximum 278, median 40 days on market with these listings that I pulled. So interesting stats there. And then let's go into some of these saved searches that I saved, because I wanted to kind of get an idea. Let's see here. I think that's what I just pulled. I wanted to show you some of these. Okay, so you can get a condo really close over here. So let's take a look at it. What does that look like? Okay, it was built in 1969, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. The condo fees are kind of high, okay, because it's an older complex, so they have assessment, or they have higher expenses. However, let's take a look at it. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, you've got a nice 1 bedroom, 1 bath condo right in the heart of everything. And 175,000. This is on the market right now. So if you're looking at 600 in HOA fees monthly, what is that? For every 10,000, it's $70 added to your payment. So this would be close to like maybe a $300,000 home somewhere else, but you're convenient to everything. So not bad. Not a bad deal. How long has this been on the market? This has been on the market 145 days. They might be willing to negotiate. Just saying, if you're looking. call me. I can help you with that. But let's say you are looking for something else. Okay, so the number of active listings right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 active listings. That's it. Everything from 175,000 all the way up to 1.6. What does that one look like at 1.6? Okay, this one is being sold. This is interesting. This is being sold for the land value. Okay. This is right across from Colonial Country Club. And here's the top view. So the Colonial's right here. Okay. This is being sold for the land at 1.6. So I'm kind of telling you what lots are worth. And this is like a teardown. They're talking about a teardown in the remarks. So this is Colonial right here. It is literally across the street. It's crazy. So that's pretty interesting that the most expensive listing on here is land. It's really about land. And the next one is actually a home, 3,000 square feet, 500 per square foot. What does this look like? Nice. Redo. Nice redo. But anywhere else, this might be 250 a square foot. But because of where this is, it is 500 per square foot. I mean, this is not huge. It's not that elaborate, right? It's cool. Chef's kitchen. No doubt about it. Beautiful chef's kitchen. It does have a lot of upgrades. It is pretty. And you are in the heart of everything. I'm probably going too fast. Oh, that's nice. That is really nice. Okay. Okay. Got to give them some credit. They did some upgrades. They did some nice upgrades here. That's nice. I like the wood on the ceiling there. Outdoor grill, kitchen, nice. Fire pit. That is nice. And how close are we to Colonial? Okay, look, that's Colonial right there. This is literally across the street from Colonial Country Club. Could not get a better location if you want to be, active with the Colonial Country Club. So those are on the high end. If you want, goodness, okay, that's other than that, okay, single family, like the lowest single family is this one, 1.2, 1.3, okay, and it's 3,300 square feet. And it's cool, kind of European style. You're a little more modern. Oh, look at that door. Cool door. I like the door. You guys like the door? I like the counter. That's nice. Yeah, really nice redo. Really cool touches. Nice. Cool closet. Yes. Done very, very well. And what are the 3 rules of real estate? Location. Ooh, look at that. Cool wine cellar. Location, location, location. So this is 2-story. What do you guys think? I like it. Okay, and where is this? Okay, so this is, it's right on the river. So nice location. Really good location. So that gives you a little idea of the price points here. So other than that, like the townhomes, there's a townhome at 650, and then there's the smaller ones that are under 300 on the townhome. So this Overton Terrace townhome, let's see, size-wise is 2,800 square feet. It's good size. It's 2 levels. So it is bigger. Only 300 monthly for the fees. So it's more like a home. If you can see this, it's more like a garden home style townhome situation. More like a garden home-ish than a regular townhome. Patio home, garden home, kind of a deal. Gated community, gated guarded community. Definitely cool. Especially if you want a lock and leave lifestyle. This would be a good one, a definitely good one. Okay, so I was going to tell you about the lots. So let's look at some of these lots. Just to give you an idea. Like the one I walked in the beginning, what it might be worth, because I haven't heard from the builder yet. So let's check it out. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. Okay. So as far as the ones that are available, and these are actually not in Tanglewood. Let me show you the map. They're close, okay? This is Tanglewood, so they're close to the area. So I thought it would at least give us an idea. So yeah, The cheapest one for sale right now is $275,000. It's 0.17, and it's in a gated community. It's a city lot, basically, for a home. It looks like a home was raised off of it. I looked at it earlier, like a home was torn down, which is interesting. If you can see that. Yeah, it's right in the middle of an area that has established homes. So not sure what happened there. No, this one was not. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess they just never sold it. Different one. I'm thinking of a different one. Let me show you the different one if I can find it. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So this one for $800,000. It's just the lot. Okay. This is the lot for $800,000. It is in a guarded, gated community. Okay. I think there was a house on this before because there's a pool right here. I think there was a house and something happened. I'm not sure what happened, but they're selling the lot now with a pool that can be refurbished or whatever you do with that. $800,000 for the lot. And then University Drive, $1 million. Colonial Park. Okay, that's that same one with the house on it. That was 1.6. Okay, here's one that did close in Tanglewood. This one closed, and this was one they were selling with a rendition of a home, like, you know, what you could do on this lot. And this one sold for $555 for the lot. Okay. So on the market, 98 days. So not too long. And so I imagine if I drove by there now, they'd be building on it, probably in a great area. So it's on the northern side of Tanglewood, kind of close to Colonial, really close to Trader Joe's and the Trinity River Trails. So great location. What do you think that lot was worth that I walked, that I showed you in the very beginning? I really would like to know what you guys think, because hopefully I'm going to find out here soon what it is worth. And then when I find out, leave me a comment, say, hey, did you find out? Or give me your thoughts and give me your feedback of what you think it's worth. And maybe together we can find out. And the builder, V Fine Homes, builds in the multi-million-dollar category. And they build some beautiful, beautiful homes. They've got one for sale that they built over in River Hills, which is one of my favorite neighborhoods. What do you think it's worth? I hope you found this helpful. And Tanglewood is absolutely gorgeous. There are a lot of pros. And probably the biggest con is it's just more expensive. But if you have the budget and you want to be in a beautiful neighborhood, this could be the neighborhood for you. And I'd love to talk to you about it if I could. So I am Elizabeth Oliva. This is the Fort Worth Home Tours. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do that. If you liked this video, please give me a like. That really helps me out. And share this with anyone that's looking, that may live here in the Fort Worth area or is looking to move here to this area. And the details of how to connect with me are below. Call and text are best. And like I said, you guys have been calling me and I've been answering, and we've been having a lot of fun looking at homes and finding people's dream homes. So I'd love to help you do that too. So until next time, and when you come into town, I hope to show you around.